Hello and welcome to the 2015 Rockville Election Special for Rock 11 Now. I'm your host, Katie Giardi, coming to you from Rock 11 Election headquarters here in Rockville City Hall at the Wall of Mayors. And it makes sense that we're here because coming up, we're going to give you all the information you need to know to make sure you're prepared to cast your vote come Election Day. This year's election is on Tuesday, November 3rd. The polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. For more information, you can call the City Clerk's office at 240-314-8280. And Rockville's election will be part of Maryland history. Voters will now be casting their ballots a little differently with pen and paper. Deputy Director of the Montgomery County Board of Elections, Allison McLaughlin, explains.
Rockville will be the only jurisdiction in the entire state of Maryland that's using this new equipment in the municipal election this year in 2015. The City of Rockville runs its own elections and city elections. The Montgomery County Board of Elections manages elections for county, state, and federal offices. We work very closely with the City of Rockville. We certainly encourage Rockville voters to go out and vote on Election Day.
Rock 11 teamed up with Allison and the Board of Elections so we can show you just how you're going to cast your ballot on Election Day. Take a look step by step.
Now, this is the process that you'll use to vote at your polling place on Election Day. When you arrive at the polling place, you'll check in to vote just as you would have in the past. But on Election Day, the ballot that you see in front of you is what you'll receive. You'll take that ballot and you'll take it to a voting booth and mark your selections on the ballot. If you make a mistake on your ballot, don't worry, we can always issue you a new one. Fill in the oval completely. Don't use a check mark, don't use an X. Make sure that you fill in the oval completely so that the scanner will be able to tell which choice you've made. And when you're finished and you've reviewed your selections and are ready to cast your ballot, you can walk it right over to the scanner in the polling place. At the scanner, you will insert your ballot, and after the ballot is digitally scanned so results can be tabulated on election night, your ballot drops into the ballot box and you're done.
That's definitely news that works for you this election season, but some of you may want to vote early. All you have to do is come to City Hall on Saturday, October 24th or Sunday, October 25th to vote. Early voting will take place on both days from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And remember, if you haven't registered, you can register and vote that same day. And the way you will cast your ballot on those early voting days will be a bit different as well. This time, you're casting your vote electronically. Our Rockville election partner, Allison McLaughlin, from the Montgomery County Board of Elections, once again shows us how.
So first we're going to go through the process. If you go to the third floor of the City Hall and you vote in the clerk's office, when you arrive, you're going to check in, just as you would have checked in as a Rockville voter in the past. You're going to take the activator card over to the express vote machine. You see the word express vote there at the top. You're going to put the blank card into the slot that you see in the lower right-hand corner of the express vote. And then you're going to see your choices come up. You can mark a write-in ballot if you want. If you want to choose something, deselect it, select something else. You'll see that you only have to touch it once now. You don't have to touch it twice anymore to deselect a choice on the ballot. This outreach ballot was designed by the state of Maryland. It'll be interesting to see what voters choose in our outreach events as their favorite bird, as their favorite Maryland food, favorite sport. If you choose languages at the top, you can change between English and Spanish. Sometimes a voter might start in English, decide when they get to a ballot question that's a little hard to read in the English that they'll switch between English and Spanish. We also have an audio feature. If you look at the bottom of the express vote, you'll see a keypad that voters can use, and there's a set of headphones on the left that voters can also use to listen to the ballot choices. You can just select next. And now print card if you're ready to print your ballot. Now you have a ballot in your hands. You can take that ballot over to the scanner, And when you insert that ballot into the scanner, collecting a digital scan of that ballot that will let us tabulate the results on election night, and your ballot drops into the ballot box and you're done. We'll give you your I voted sticker and you'll be on your way.
If you can't make it to the polls on early voting days or Election Day, November 3rd, then you may want to vote absentee.
That's right, Katie. I'm Catherine Dantzler with news about how to vote absentee in this year's election. The first thing you need to do is apply for an absentee ballot. And to do that, just head to our website at rockvillemd.gov/election15. You have until October 26 to submit your application. Once your application is received by the city clerk's office, you will receive your absentee ballot in the mail. After October 26, you can still apply. All you have to do is fill out an application in person, and you receive your absentee ballot at the time when you go to the city clerk's office on the 3rd floor of City Hall. Once you receive your absentee ballot, you must return it to the city clerk's office in person, by mail, or fax by election night, November 3rd at 8 p.m. That's the news that works for Rockville. I'll have more election news for you later in the show. For now, let's head back to Katie at election headquarters in City Hall. Katie?
And the city is working for Rockville seniors and the disabled who may need a ride to the polls. Call the Senior Services Center at 240-314-8810 so you can reserve a ride. The deadline to reserve a ride is Friday, October 30th, 2015. Working for you, Rockville, with news you can use when it comes to this year's election. Rockville is divided into 10 districts for voting, and if you are a part of Rockville's 7th voting district, you have a new polling place. Polling has moved from its former spot at Ritchie Park Elementary School to the Latvian Lutheran Church. The new address is 400 Hurley Avenue. And now, to prove that your vote does matter, for the first time in Rockville history, Rockville's newly elected mayor and council will serve a 4-year term. You voted for the change on the 2013 city ballot, and it was approved by the mayor and council earlier this year. This means that the next election will not be for 4 more years, so you'll need to be ready to vote again in 2019. And finally, there are 2 mayoral candidates and 9 candidates for council vying for your votes. It's finally time to meet the candidates.
Thanks, Katie. I'm Catherine Dantzler. Let's take a look at the mayor's race. Incumbent Bridget Donald Newton and Sima Oddsby. There are 9 candidates trying to get a seat at the Rockville City Council. Those candidates are Beryl L. Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, David Hill, Brigitte Mulligan, Virginia Onley, Julie Polakovich Carr, Mark Pershela, Clark Reed, and Patrick Schoaf. Those are all your candidates for the 2015 Rockville election. Katie, back to you.
You can also see all of the candidate statements on our YouTube channel as well. That's the election news from your Rockville Election headquarters. For more information on the Rockville election, head to our website, rockvillemd.gov/election15, or tweet us using the hashtag RockElection15. And check out all of our Rock 11 produced videos on YouTube at youtube.com/City of Rockville. We're not done working for you. Right after this break, Rock 11's Catherine Dantzler will have more of what else is happening in Rockville on Rock 11 Now. So stay with us.
Did you know?
Did you know?
Did you know that there's an election coming up
On November 3rd,
November 3rd?
November 3rd?
it's up to us
to choose Rockville's next mayor and council?
If you don't vote now,
Then you have to wait.
for
4 more years.
Now is our chance to make a difference.
So that's why I'm.
So that's why I'm
So that's why I'm.
So that's why I'm voting Rockville.
Cruise on over to the City of Rockville's Antique and Classic Car Show on Saturday, October 17th from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The lawn of the Glenview Mansion transforms as more than 500 classic automobiles go on display, from Packard and Ford to Mercedes and Ferrari. This free event showcases the best in cars of all eras. So grab your family and friends and buckle up for a ride through automobile history at the Rockville Antique and Classic Car Show.
Welcome back, and this is October's edition of Rock 11 Now. I'm Katherine Dantzler. Let's get into it. Starting things out, the city salute to nonprofits that give back to the Rockville community. This year brought together nonprofits like Community Ministries of Rockville to the Humane Society of Montgomery County. And because it was held at the Rockville Farmers Market, visitors not only got a great deal on homegrown food and vegetables, but also got a chance to learn all about what our local nonprofits have to offer and how they too can help out our community.
The easiest way to volunteer is usually finding something that you're comfortable with. There's hundreds of nonprofit organizations that do work in Rockville, and everybody can find one that kind of has those activities that are tailored to what their wants and needs are.
That we need to give back to the community. I think depending on the individual in our lives, we have had many good things, we have had other things that are not so good, but there is always an opportunity to give a hand to someone who needs help.
To be in the community. We need to talk to every single person from any kind of background.
You can learn more about Rockville nonprofits at rockvillemd.gov/community services. Not only do nonprofit organizations help out our community, volunteers who donate their time also contribute to making our community a success. That's why the city wanted to honor them at this year's Volunteer Appreciation Dinner at the Glenview Mansion.
Thanks to all of them and all their hours and dedication of service to the city that they do. A lot of work gets done for the city by volunteers.
It's a community event. It's a great way to get involved in the community. You can find an activity that you really like, just a matter of really searching it out and working with city staff on it.
Just the happiness, the feeling that I help and see things being done.
For more information on how you can become a Rockville volunteer, just head to our website at rockvillemd.gov/volunteer. Or you can purchase a Rockville Rewards card. It's a way to save money and help out area nonprofits all at the same time.
Well, the nonprofits benefit because they get the funding from the sales of the card, and they also get the benefit of being able to market their supporters through the business organizations in another additional way. The businesses have the marketing value of the card and bringing more business in, hopefully more frequently. They also have the opportunity to show their involvement in the community with their support of the nonprofit.
What's great about the program, because it's underwritten by the city in partnership with the chamber, 100% of the card sales goes back to the nonprofit.
So one of the things that we enjoy doing is it has a twofold benefit. This is what I love. It helps our students, whether they live in Rockville or not, it helps our students. But secondly, it links us to the community that we serve. We are here, we get to meet other people, our students are out in the community, they're meeting business owners, they're meeting other nonprofits, and they get the opportunity to make connections that they never would have been able to.
The Rockville Rewards program has earned over $100,000 in the last 5 years. You can use your Rockville Rewards card until August of 2016. Just head to rockvillerewards.com to find out where you can pick up a card today. From saving money to making money, Rock 11 was on hand for this year's Power Conference, and this year's theme, Women Doing Business. And as Rock 11's Katie Giardi tells us, this year's conference showcased even more women entrepreneurs than before.
The 2015 Power Conference was bigger and better than ever.
So this is an event that's really showcasing women entrepreneurs and the success they've been able to achieve.
Part of the conference is the Start Right Business Plan competition, sponsored in part by Rockville Economic Development Incorporated. It's a chance for women business owners to get some money to help support their dream.
It's the 12th year of our business plan competition, and we've had over 600 women entrepreneurs over the 12 years submit their business plans for consideration. So it really speaks to the great entrepreneurial spirit that we have here in the city of Rockville.
Taking a step of faith and submitting their business plan to be reviewed and to actually have a chance to win $5,000.
Grand Prize winner Hetty Irmer is using her winnings to take her business to the next level.
It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And it pushes you to try something that maybe you haven't done before.
Things like buying new computers and artwork for her psychotherapy business. But it's not just about monetary gain for new entrepreneurs. The competition provides so much more.
And other women too, that sense of you can do it, you can enter the marketplace. You can be a businesswoman, you can, play ball with the big kids, that kind of thing. It's a wonderful feeling.
And if you're thinking about participating next year, Irmer has some advice.
I would say do it. You have nothing to lose. At the very least, you're going to get feedback.
For Rockville 11, I'm Katie Giardi.
It's time to put a new meaning to Run Like the Wind. Just participate in the oldest continuing race in Montgomery County, the 40th annual Rockville 10K 5K race. This year's race is Sunday, November 1st, and begins at King Farm Village Center. The race begins at 8:30 in the morning, but if you plan to run, you must be there before 8 a.m. Registration is only $34 until October 29th. You can register on Saturday, October the 30th, but the fee does go up, $40. For more information, just head to rockville10k5k.com.
Our town, Rockville. Our town, Rockville.
Our town, Rockville.
Our town, Rockville.
Lights, camera, action. Maryland Public Television's Our Town Rockville documentary is finished. MPT knew that Rockville is a great place to live, so much so they showcased our city in their Our Town documentary series. It took months of filming and preparation, but it's finally complete. And the city hosted not one, but 2 screenings. One for private viewing at the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater, the other a public viewing right in the heart of Rockville, Rockville Town Square, with music, food, and fun. And from what we can tell, it received rave reviews.
This is the premiere of Our Town Rockville, and I think that this premiere and what we're going to see tonight in the theater and on television later exemplifies what Rockville's all about. It's a city of neighborhoods, it's a city of people that care, a city of all kinds of people coming together to make our city and to make our community work for all citizens, and it's a great place to live. Rockville's fantastic.
Rockville is just a great place to live. We're excited about showing it. We have done a series of Our Towns. This is the 4th in that series. This is by far the most populated area. We're excited about that, a little different, and we just think it's going to be a great program. When we air this, it airs not just in that local jurisdiction, but all over Maryland at every one of our 6 stations. So everybody in the state gets to see how great Rockville is.
This is very exciting. MPT showcasing our wonderful city that is our county seat gives us the opportunity to brag about our wonderful history, our exciting present, and looking into a very successful future.
So I know that my footage made it in, and so I invited my parents and some of my friends to come out. So I just want to experience it with everybody else on the big screen out here. And it was really fun to get involved with it.
I've lived in Rockville my whole life, so I thought it'd be neat to see the history on film.
Our Town Rockville airs on Maryland Public Television on Saturday, October 10th at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday morning, October the 11th at 11 a.m. That'll do it for Rock 11 Now. To keep up on Rockville news, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Rock 11, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For Katie Giardi at Rockville Election Headquarters at City Hall and the entire Rock 11 Now news team, I'm Katherine Dantzler. Until next time, Rockville.